22nd November, 11:38 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Warte, ich bisschen noch zur Seite. So, ich glaube, so ist gut. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants entered Chamber 5. Excellent work, Rionosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain. Is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. All along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter went over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Pantry? Was ist Pantry nochmal? Panty weiß ich, aber Pantry? Oh, da war ich kurz weg. Pantry, Speisekammer. Ah, okay. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Oh, wollte ich gar nicht öffnen. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Okay, also wurde in die Speisekammer geworfen quasi und hat nichts mitbekommen. War kein Zeuge quasi. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Ah, die beiden wieder. Mikotoba. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Ist ja nett von ihm, aber ist es nicht irgendwie Kazumas Entscheidung? Habe ich so ein bisschen das Gefühl, dass es eher Kazumas Entscheidung sein sollte zumindest. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, so worst, ja moin. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. Da hat er recht. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Das gucken mich beide an so. Als ob ich was verbrochen hätte. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Inwiefern? Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? Stimmt. If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one, it said. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we are going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to squash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to return to an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Okay, nehme an, das ist seine Tochter. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know what's hit them. So. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really? What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we are up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. The power of friendship. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street, with an extra large portion, of course. November 9 PM, Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom number 2. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aoshi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Subpoena. Vorladung, Zwangsvorladung des Subpoena. Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job, also überwachen. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Da hat er recht. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? It's secret trial. anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up! Shut up, you jumped up Wookiee boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. Ich finde es interessant, dass wir tatsächlich hier Politik mit drin haben. Was ja für ein normales Ace Attorney Spiel relativ untypisch ist. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we will become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. Same. But standing here now in Supreme Court, there's one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Rionosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror. Weit geöffnete Augen. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes. Your Excellency! Oh, ein Schwan? Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea. British? Are you British? Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. Nicht dich, du Idiot. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival, but yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. Die englischen Manieren. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description of this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Rionosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Bitte was? Soll das Englisch sein? I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... What? Okay. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yuma University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the delicious tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand the word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. Haha, you obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Yeah. Oh man. She says yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. Okay, sie hat uns scheinbar verstanden. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. Okay, scheinbar doch nicht. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over to this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Damn. Order! Order in court! Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Yep. Giselle Brett. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you describe. Oh Gott, das kann ja was werden. Witness testimony. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only, a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony. Yes! No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Objection! Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at the Snow-White Angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Goaded. Angetrieben. Okay. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before, and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. Warum hustet auf einmal eigentlich nicht mehr? As you can see, there's nowhere about the person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. Was ist moot? Irrelevant, okay. There are no pockets in my outfit, I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness' own words in the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Ja, lieber nicht. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. Ja, lieber nicht. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Oha. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Cross-examination. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day.
Yes!
After 2 PM, in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are on vogue. Isn't that right? No. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered food for myself only. A beefsteak. Ja, das stimmt ja.
Yes!
He was unable to eat, you say. And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hotter Clinic, right? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Carbonated water? Mit Kohlensäure? Carbonated. Kohlensäurehaltig, okay. Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness' last statement? It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, 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 how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, hm? Ich habe, glaube ich, gerade Bearing gesagt, Bearing natürlich. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness' last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well sidestepped, counsel. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. That voice quake. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. Yeah. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that. Weirnosk. Oh Mann. Aber den Phrase, den merke ich mir, den werde ich in der nächsten Hausarbeit benutzen. I ordered a beefsteak for myself and the well I said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. Examine. Das ist doch kein Wasser, oder? Warte mal. Ich speichere mal kurz. Wait, what? Save. Uhr 43 haben wir das schon. Moin. Gut. Present.
Yes!
Ah, aber richtig. That's it! Der Moment of realization gerade in seinem Gesicht. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with his photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. Ach, da ist auch nur ein Glas, oder? Warte, that is correct, the lady says. Ja moin, da ist nur ein Glas. Okay, ich dachte, das wäre eine Weinflasche oder eine Traubensaftflasche. Aber da ist nur ein Glas. Well, that is... It's odd. Very odd. Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah! You're quite right, Counselor. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minute? Muss ich nachgucken. Details, okay.
Minushi or minutiae.
Minushi?
Minushi or minutiae.
Okay, minushi. What possible differences does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Minushi, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? You are quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Okay. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that it been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious. Sorry. Okay. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that the student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray? That's absurd! Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young and beautiful woman of mischief? Mischief is Schabernack. No, this can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Warum versteht sie uns eigentlich? Warum muss nicht übersetzen? A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed his glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's the glass, würde ich sagen, oder? If you ask me, it's the fact that she took the glass that has a deeper significance here. Why do you think that? Because it's the property of the restaurant. It's not some harmless act of pilfering, like taking a bar of soap home from the public bath, is it? You take soap from the public bath? What? No! I mean, that isn't significant here. It's very significant, but this isn't the time or the place. There are more important things to concentrate on now. I think maybe you should reconsider your position too. Sorry, I will. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. Dann der handbag? Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. Stimmt! I have nowhere to hide a gun. But, what she forgot to mention was a handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. Und die Handtasche hat sie nicht dabei, weil da bestimmt ein Schussloch drin ist oder so. It's a true murder weapon, if you will. Gott, der schwitzt so wie ich. You can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! Okay. Order! Order, order! What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Oh, da hustet er wieder. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. Okay, die Tasche ist durchsichtig, das ist natürlich... Well, this print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never... You can see right through the what's inside. Und guck mal, auf der Hand von ihm, da ist irgendwas, da ist irgendein Stain oder... Ist es ein Bulle? So, weil da Hörner sind, wenn man es auf den Kopf stellt. That's right. Apparently, mesh work bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.